It's about a 20-minute drive of perfectly straight two-lane road with pretty much nothing but trees on either side. It's the middle of the day and I'm driving along listening to Howard Stern on Sirius when all of a sudden I go from wide awake to falling asleep. Meaning, 1 second I'm normal and a second later my head is dropping down and eyes closing, and what snaps me out of it is my car bounces like I just hit a speed bump, but I'm still in the middle of the road. we left